Hi, Brad Palaka from Kauai Girl Soap. Today I'm going to show you how I permanently line my wooden molds so I don't have to use freezer paper every time. I made permanent linings and they're real easy. You've probably seen me unmold soap with them. Okay, let's go get started. So this is what a finished one looks like. You can see they just slip right out. And I tape the little edges down with shipping tape. They don't handle swimming in the sink very well, so I just hand wash them. But they just slip right into the mold, and it's ready to go. When the molds are done, I unscrew these, pull this side off, the whole bar of soap comes out, the whole loaf of soap comes out, and then the liner just peels right off the soap, slick and easy. So what we first do is I first take the liner and make sure it's going to fit the soap mold, and you cut it to length where you'll see that it's just a little bit too long for my mold that folds up. So I'm going to I just take a cutter and to cut about 1/8 of an inch off of it. Not like that, just a little tiny bit. Then it just slips right in. It's just perfect. Your molds are going to be different, and you'll have to cut them to the length for your molds. So this is my soap molds. They make 18 bars of soap at a time, and I think I have another video up on making these. They're not very difficult, and I didn't like lining them with freezer paper all the time, so I made these permanent liners, and as you can see, this one's kind of toast. It's seen better days. So we're going to make a new one. And what I use is Wrights quilting template liner. This is a very sturdy piece of plastic. It conforms well to being folded and does a really good job in the molds. So let's go over here and get started. Okay, so you can see I've made a couple of folds in this liner so that it comes up. I used to just make these straight up the wall of the soap mold, but now I fold it over one more, and it keeps it from being wavy. Sometimes you get a little wave in a bar, and I'm a perfectionist, so I don't like that. And then as I fold it on the bottom, I'll put packing tape across it just to secure it a little bit more. Wrights quilters template molds, anybody who does quilting uses these for their templates. So you can get them at usually quilting stores, fabric stores, craft stores, the like. So now what I do is after I've got this part done, I will put my mold side on so that I can get an exact measurement of the mold, and then I'll just scribe it, a little scratch on it with the back of a knife, and that will give me a way to let it fold or get it to fold. So I just use a knife, a sharp knife, and I use the back part of this knife. It's pretty sharp, and so I don't push very hard, but it will score the template just enough to to let me fold it. So word of caution, make sure that you score it exact, because this stuff will fold. If you try to freehand it, use a ruler, because if you try to freehand it, every little wave is where this stuff will fold. So you want your folds to be absolutely perfect, because it's going to give that up to your soap. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little tiny mark right there on the mold. What I'm going to do now is just hand fold it and follow that line very, very carefully. And you can see that it folded very straight and very perfect, actually. So now we'll just use something to flatten it down. And I'll take some packing tape and I'll put half on one side and half on the other side. I haven't replaced this liner. These liners last about 2 years, so they're very durable. As long as you don't put them in the bath, in the sink, and get this tape wet. And if you do, you can put new tape on it. And I just snip the tape level with it. Flush. That's coming along quite well. So now the side goes back on, and I have my molds marked so that when this is inside the mold, and when I'm making soap and I'm doing special things inside the bars, I can see right where each bar of soap is going to be cut so that I can put embeds in. You can see how this is going to work. This just slips down in there. And now I can mark the top part. So I'll fold this over and cut it down, and then I'll use another sheet, because this takes, for me, for my mold, this takes a whole sheet, a whole 18-inch. What are these? These are 12 by 18 sheets, and you can get them, like I said, I get them off of Amazon and Joann's Fabrics and different places, fabric stores. They're a bit pricey. I think they're $2 or $3 a sheet. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just put a yardstick against here, hold this down, this against the mold. I want to make sure that my mold, this liner, is right down in the bottom of the mold. And we'll just take a red pen, and I'll mark across it this. that'll give me a line. See that line? Yeah, you can see that line. That'll give me a line to scratch it with so that it will fold. And I'm barely pressing, just barely pressing. And that makes my scratch, my little mark. If you score it too hard, it'll just break when you do this. So you want to lightly score it and make it a little bit difficult for you to fold it, and then it won't break. I just put about a half an inch mark on this last part. This is not terribly critical. This is the piece that hangs over the top of the mold, and it keeps your liner square and straight before you get your soap in. This one, I want to score hard because this one's going to come off right here. So, fold it backwards. Always try and fold your liner sheets the way they're going to be, so you don't have to backfold them and weaken them. Because just backfolding this, I can almost break. Well, you can see how tough it is. I even scored it pretty hard, so it's still being pretty tough here. I'll just use the scissors. See that it will go right down in and lines that mold absolutely perfect. Now you will get a tiny little bit of leakage in these corners. I don't tape these corners. You can tape these corners shut, but I don't tape them shut. And you get a tiny little bit of leakage of your soap in there, but I don't consider it a problem because I like to be able to pull the soap out and just peel these edges down, and then peel this edge off and take the soap out. So that's how you line your soap molds with permanent liners. I'm Brad Palaka from Kauai Girl Soap. Thanks for watching. Like us, follow us, tell your friends. Look at our other pages. We've got Cougar Ridge Ranch and some other things. Our website, KauaiGirlSoap.com, if you want to see our soaps. And thanks for watching, and have a good day or night.